Now, a lesson in speed. Amir Peretz, formerly of S-13, an elite commando unit of the Israeli Defense Forces, is an expert in Krav Maga, the force's official hand-to-hand combat system. Its code is simple.
3 basic rules: recognize the threat, defend against it, and counterattack. Recognize the threat. It is very hard to defend against something you don't see. For instance, a threat with a gun. Somebody put a gun at your back. You don't know if this is a gun here, or maybe he's using his hand and the gun is on the other hand. So you have to recognize the threat first. Defend against the threat aggressively and efficiently. Counterattack effectively and without hesitation. Once you commit, you follow through 100%, all the way.
Krav Maga was developed specifically for urban fighting and frontline operations in Israel and its occupied territories. It's about reacting quickly to surprise, taking control, turning disadvantage into advantage. In this demonstration, Amir is placed in a simulated life-or-death situation. Although unarmed, he makes a stunning maneuver, disarming a gunman with his bare hands. It appears Amir can act faster than the gunman can react. But just how fast does Amir actually move in this flurry of action? And how does he physically accomplish this rapid maneuver? To find out, the team will use high-speed photography and motion capture technology. Amir moves too fast for the naked eye to really see what's happening. So the team captures the action with the Phantom high-speed camera. At 500 frames per second, time slows down.
This is a great example of action is faster than reaction. Amir has turned the tables here. Amir's made a decision in his mind that he's going to act on his assailant. So you can see he's looking at the firearm, that's what he's going to grab. Look at Jonathan's reaction. He hasn't even reacted yet. He can't even pull the trigger before Amir already has control of the firearm, already has control of the muzzle, and is starting to deliver a very powerful punch. Just a perfect example of action is faster than reaction.
But just how fast? It takes 0.25 seconds for a person's brain to perceive a threat before they can even react. But Amir does far more.
Reviewing this particular piece at 500 frames per second, we went through about 67 frames from the time Amir's hand went from his waist to completely moving the gun barrel out of the way, which is about 0.12 of a second.
That's half the average time to perceive a threat in the brain. Faster than the blink of an eye, literally, or the squeeze of a trigger.
You can see how the hammer, which actually makes the gun fire, isn't activated until the muzzle's completely away from Amir's face.
Yeah.
See, the trigger comes back now, and then you see the hammer drop. But by that time, Amir's got the muzzle, he's got the slide, it's pushed away from his face.
Once Amir initiates this split-second decision, the gunman cannot pull the trigger before Amir has snatched the gun and moved out of the line of fire.
We have a man who's vacating this space where a bullet could be coming at him, and he's got to get it done before that bullet can fly at him. Well, that bullet moves at 1,000 feet per second.
So how does a man weighing 107 kilos move so fast? The answer requires a closer look inside the body with motion capture. Reflective markers line Amir and the gunman's entire body. More than 20 infrared cameras track every move thousands of times per second and will perfectly reproduce the body's motion in three-dimensional computer animation. Through this virtual window, scientists can see the incredible muscle control and coordination of this split-second maneuver. The moment Amir decides to take action, millions of synapses fire inside his brain. Electrical signals shoot down nerve fibers, activating the chosen muscles. In a symphony of movement, lasting less than 1/4 of a second, the upper body performs 3 separate moves as one fluid motion. The head cocks left, outside the line of fire. the arm travels from the waist to the gun, and the gun is removed with a counter-strike. One fluid motion, out of danger in 12/100ths of a second. Even for the scientists, it nearly defies description.
I'm going to try to show you how fast 12/100ths of a second is by clicking this stopwatch as fast as I can. It's set at 0 right now. And that was 19/100ths of a second. Now Amir's arm traveled from his waist all the way up to the gun barrel and pushed the gun barrel aside in 12/100ths of a second. We're talking about traveling more than a foot of distance in 12/100ths of a second. That's fast.
It's not faster than a speeding bullet, but it is faster than the